Greetings one and all, how's everyone doing? I hope really well. I was tagged by my buddy Nate at the Otter Outdoorsman. The link to his channel will be down below in the description so you can go check it out. Good dude, makes good videos, I enjoy them. So I was tagged in my top 3 first aid items, and I don't have a lot of medical knowledge or training. I have had first aid, basic first aid through work, but that's about it. No wilderness first aid at all. Excuse me, just what I'm seeing on video. Excuse me. So, you know, my first aid kit is pretty minimal. And I'm not gonna carry a lot of stuff. I'm just not skilled at or trained in use. Which I've seen some very big first aid kits, but no mention of knowledge or skills or training that they've had to use those items. And I figure, you know, if you're not trained in, you know, I mean, it's sort of like I could go out and buy like a really nice Martin acoustic guitar, which if you know anything about music or guitars, it's like probably one of the better guitars you could buy. And, you know, just because I buy a great guitar doesn't mean I know how to play it. So, just food for thought. So my first item for first aid is actually a two-parter. And the first is my cell phone. Now, it may seem like a weird item to pick, but the thing is, I got the Samsung Galaxy S5. You can see the date and time. You know, basically, if I'm hurt, I can call for help and say, hey, you know, I am hurt, and hopefully, or put on speaker, talk to them. And if I come across like a hiker who's down and maybe unconscious, dang, bugs, and I forgot to bring bug spray. So if I have to, you know, make the call, I'll just go ahead and do that. Because right now I have cell phone range, and I can tell them where I am. I think, well, my Jeep is parked out on the road, and I've come in, there's like a sewer line running along this trail here. So I just try to give them the best directions I can to where I am, and hopefully they can find me. And the second part of it is, along with the cell phone, is text somebody and let them know where you are, where you're going, and how long you plan on being there. And now, I was giving it some thought, and actually I could do a lot better job leaving a plan. I could leave directions to how to get where I'm going, and also, and I should do this, have a discussion with them about what to do if I don't make contact, because like tonight I have to work, because I work the graveyard, unfortunately. If work doesn't, you know, when people don't call or show at my job, I never call their emergency contact. And I don't like, hey, we haven't heard from so and so, is he okay? I don't know if a lot of places do that, but they might not even know that you're out or hurt because you hadn't made contact. You know, I've actually failed at this like several times. I've gotten home and, oh yeah, by the way, I'm home now. It's like, well, that's not good. So hey, I wanted to cut in, as I'm editing the video here, I wanted to throw a little pit in that when I said the part B about my cell phone, I actually really meant to say is leave a detailed plan where you're going to be. You know, don't just text them, but maybe give them, you know, I mean, texting me is great, but maybe leave directions, leave what route you take, what road you do, and so on and so forth, so that when it comes to it, you know, they know where to go, and they probably know what kind of vehicle you have, your family, your friend, your contact. So when they get there, they can go, oh, there's this car, boom, you have a starting point. So you can go and go from there. Now I usually stick close to the road, so if I'm out there laying on the side of the, you know, laying out by, you know, my fire pit, like if I was prepping firewood and, I don't know, a squatch came out and just elbowed me in the head and I went down, and I'm laying there unconscious, you know, they'd come out, well, there he is, and run over, see if I'm okay, go from there. So that's kind of what I meant to say when I said make a plan, but make a detailed plan. So my second item is bandana. Now the reason I say bandana, because I tend to shove one of these right into my cargo pocket of my pants. Basically the idea is if I was cutting something, like, you know, if I was using my Mora Black here and I'm making some cuts, you know, maybe boom, I just dug right into my finger, I can go, ah! And then reach in immediately, apply the bandage, or not bandage, apply the bandana, put pressure on it, and then go to my pack, or in this case my hidden Woodsman haversack. You know, try to keep it, you know, close to your body, or just, you know, push your thumb on it, whatever, and then dig out my first aid kit. Of course, basic knife safety. When not in use, put it away. So this is my first aid kit. It is get you a little closer. It's 9.6 ounces. I carry it in the Hidden Woodsman Possibles pouch. And I keep a very simple first aid kit because I'm not trained in first aid. I've already done a video on this. I basically have a pack of bandages and alcohol wipes, which I can use for fire if I had to. I have a emergency space blanket in case shock is, you know, one of the things you have to consider for, you know, people can go into shock. And how you treat shock is you put a, you know, you put one of these over them. So, also, if I had to, emergency shelter. H&H compression gauze. Some gloves, because I may not be doing first aid on myself, I may be doing it to somebody else, and if they're bleeding, I can protect my hands. Got a quick clot combat gauze. And then I just threw in here just some Tylenol, some Advil, because, you know, Advil has an ingredient that reduces swelling, so if you twist your ankle, you could take a couple. And that's really it. I mean, really not very big. You know, fits in here. I could throw in a few extra things. I actually had some really good ideas on my first video for first aid additives that I just... Like today was the first time I opened this in, well, basically since I put it together, because, you know, knock on wood, I don't get hurt that much. Knock, knock, knock. So, I just thought of something else as I was putting my stuff away. I've also got in here a very large bandana that my buddy Oregon Mike gave me, which always rides in here with the Hidden Woodsman signal panel. But another pouch, this one here, this Eagle Creek organizer. So you got the idea from the Urban Prepper. In here I have another bandana. I usually will throw my silverware in here, but I have duct tape as well. So the idea being, if I was, now it's always in my pack, but you know, if I was covering up my hand with the bandana, I could put a piece of tape on it, kind of like this, just to hold it on there. So, you know, is it the best first aid probably not, but if it holds until I get to the car or holds until I can get contact, you know, mission accomplished. So then I always have my headlamp in here too, just in case it's dark. And that's spare battery. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I wouldn't rely on this, but I think for temporary fix, temporary get yourself out of there, this is probably what I would go with. And of course, it could be on your leg, it could be on your arm, it could be anywhere. So there you go. There's my top 3. Of course, you always take out your garbage, and I wrapped the tape around it. Leave nothing behind. Anyway, those are my top 3 first aid items. You know, are they the best? Debatable. As long as I figure if it gets me out of there, they're a win. If it turns out to be a fail, well, it'll be a hard lesson learned, but you know, what are you gonna do? Just take it as you go. I mean, I could also rip off my I mean, I'm wearing 2 shirts. I could take off my shirt, do a wrap too, so you know, just have to adjust as you go, I guess. Alright, well, thanks for watching. As far as tags, I'm going to use Joe from Furwood Crafts Idea. I tag all of you watching. If you want to make a video, your top 3 first aid items, you are officially tagged if you're watching this. So, let's see what you got. It's going to be a hell of a year for bugs, I think. Alright, catch you in the next one.